so yeah, ended up being the bearing inside the pulley there. So yeah, I've been down for several days with power steering and been just dealing with it, but super happy to have power steering today. Have power steering again. That was interesting. So anyway, y'all, we're gonna go run the line today. This is going to be the last video of the daily videos here. So I'm not gonna be able to do the daily videos. We're still gonna have a line out and I'm still gonna make videos and we're gonna check them. It's just not gonna be the daily ones. So anyway, had some snow last night. Most of it's melted off by now, but we had a couple inches of snow this morning and late last night. So we've had, well, we were in sleeveless there 3 days ago and now we got snow on the ground. So huge temperature swing. Got about half the line to check today. Then we're gonna pull it, so we'll see what today brings. But either way, man, it's been fun. It's gonna be another fun one. All right, so coming up, the tire was right there. This is that tire set. This is where I'd caught that coon a couple of days ago, and that sucker has drug that tire all the way over to this cedar tree and got up into this cedar tree. Dog proofs are cleaned out, probably by squirrels. But there is that guy sitting right there. My goodness, he took that tire a lot further than what I thought. So I may have to rethink this for a drag. Yeah, he really worked on it. Huh. Anyway, I'm gonna take care of quick. So this wax dirt that I'm using, I always get questions on it, but you can see here, see how that wax dirt, see how that water does not absorb into that wax dirt. It just, that's how the paint, I mean, that's dry, fluffy dirt. Okay, everything else is mud. So that's why I use the wax dirt. I know it's expensive and I know it's a pain to make, but it keeps your sets working. All right, so like I said, pulling stuff today. This is that brush pile here. Behind me, got possum right there. And I don't know if you can see up through there. Another possum right there. So there's the brush pile set up in there. You know, I firmly believe that the critters, they'll live with each other too, especially a big pile like that. So yeah, we're catching critters out of this brush pile. It took a while. It took longer than I thought it would. A lot longer, actually. But yeah, doubles on possums here. Had a coon over there yesterday. Anyway, I gotta get these guys taken care of. They're both nice, big, white, silver possums. So I'm gonna take them. And yeah, we'll continue pulling the line. All right, so muddy mess today. Like I said, you can't tell, but we had a few inches of snow on the ground. And it made everything pretty wet. However, it does seem to have the critters running. So right there, another nice coon. This is an area, you can see the barn up there. I don't know if you guys can see that barn up there by that house. They had problems with critters getting in their barn. So I had two sets right here. This is where they were coming through. They're coming underneath this road through these culverts. And I had just two dog proofs put right here, toggle off center blocks. But anyway, that's their coon there. I'm gonna get him before he gets into that culvert. It makes it hard for me to dispatch out of him. But anyway, another one. All right, so pulling sets today, but got this nice coon right here, toggled off. Whoa! You're an angry little guy, aren't you? Wow. Usually they don't do that. Anyway, got this guy toggled off to that stick. But anyway, this second coon out of this location. But yeah, anyway, nice to have him. Nice to catch stuff on pull day. So anyway, gonna get this guy taken care of and move on. All right, so coming down here pulling these sets, I get a lot of questions on the cables and everything. So anyway, I got 4 sets down here. This is kind of one of those speed deals or efficiency things, if you want to say. Well, there's one set right there. There's our pocket set. It was untouched. Snap that trap off. take this noose. Undo it from the log there. Okay, there's 2 sets. Come over here to this pocket set, it's untouched. Take that noose off. Snap that trap. There's 3. We come over here. Big old possum. I've got about all the possums I want. We'll let that guy go. Bring us good karma for next year. So this set's caught 2 critters. Got a little mud in there. Loosen that cable up. And we'll slide it off of this log right here. All right, now you can free that slide up a little bit. Away it goes for next time. See ya, bud. All right, that's 4 sets I pulled real quick. Like I said, the cables just make it real easy. So anyway, setting and pulling sets. That's why I like them. Link down below. All right, y'all, so that's gonna about wrap it up for this one here. Final thoughts, final notes on this whole deal. So this was super fun to make. I think it was a great insight to a lot of people. You know, I think a lot of times, honestly, videos, especially in the trapping, they kind of get blurred out. You know, you add a bunch of stuff, and to be able to have a day-to-day on the line, be able to see what's going on, see the highs, see the lows, see the struggles, and not have a blurred view of how things going. I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, final thoughts, final numbers on this line. So real quick, I'll just kind of summarize. So this line was filmed in December, so not a great time of the year, to be honest. But it was simply because this is the time frame that I had to be able to film this, where I had all daylight hours, and that's what it is, right? This would have not been what it is had you seen a bunch of nighttime checks. So that was what it is. That's why I filmed it whenever I did. So like I said, we averaged roughly about 50 sets. I think at the high we had like 63, 64 sets, but it took us several days to get that out. So we ended up running the line. We had 9 total checks on it, which, to be quite honest, is quite a bit longer than I normally would. Normally I would go, like 6 to 7 days maybe on a line like that. However, just the simple fact of the way that the weather impacted this line is why I left it out the way I did. And I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of the video and thing as well. But anyway, 9 total checks. So I get a lot of people ask, I don't leave this stuff out for the whole season at all. Okay, there's no way you can be efficient with leaving a line out the whole season. You guys got a glimpse into 1 week of a 90-day season for me. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. So like I said, we had roughly 50 sets out that we checked, give or take, running about a 30-mile loop, so a pretty small area, at least for me in general. That's not that big of an area. So total for this line, like I said, we had roughly 14 coyote sets out in 7 locations. So as far as those critters go, I ended the line with 3 coyotes and 1 bobcat. Be quite honest, that's really right where I thought I would be for a line like that. I think I talked in previous episodes there. That was a tight little area, so you were either going to get them or you weren't. And as you guys saw, 2 out of the 3 coyotes came from the same set. Like, it wasn't a location. It came from the exact same set, right? So, like I said, whenever you're setting tight like that, you got to expect those kind of things. So that was kind of where I wanted to be, honestly. for something like that. Other numbers, so we ended up with 31 coons, 2 skunks, 2 beavers, and I did not keep track of the possums, but somewhere I'm estimating 20 to 25 possums. I did not keep track of those, but I caught a lot of possums there for a while. So anyway, I don't know what the total catches are. You guys can do that if you want. Total catches for that line. Beaver, like I said, that was right where I wanted to be. I had 2 sets out for, 3 days, so that's good there. Skunks I was a little disappointed on, but I did take a lot of skunks last year, and some of that area I trapped the year before. Weather had a huge impact, I believe, on this line. Coon numbers were down. 31 coons, that I would have liked to seen more. I would have liked to have been around that 40 number for coons. Like I said, I think weather impacted a lot. Obviously, as you guys saw, the day with the fronts come through, I mean, that was our best catch days, okay? So that really did impact. Also, I believe that distemper, it made its way through this area this year. Now, full disclosure, y'all, I was busy this fall dealing with that truck that I was turning into a camper, and so I did not get in the preseason scouting like I normally would, because I had so many things going between work and building that camper. That really took my time. Simply and the reason is I'm not out here to catch giant numbers of critters this year. I don't have the market for them, so I'm not going to go full bore. Obviously, I got lines all the time set out, but it's not like I'm out here just full bore like I would have been a few years ago, simply for the market. But yeah, generally speaking, that is, in my experience in the past, that's whenever you see the distemper, is that early season kind of October-ish area, and that's generally whenever I do quite a little bit of my scouting too. And like I said, distemper is one thing that it can be fairly isolated in its area. Generally, like I said, we've had a huge drought this year too, so I personally feel distemper, it hits more with drought conditions just because of the accessibility to water. And it can be very isolated. And I was trapping in a pretty isolated area. Like I said, I don't know for a fact, but just going off of the numbers that I caught versus what I historically should have caught for a line like that, I think distemper did run through. I've also spoke to some other people around the area that were finding quite a few dead critters in that area. And distemper is one of those things that it comes through, and it doesn't take long. Like a week, 10 days, I mean, is all it takes to really run through an area. And I think that just kind of goes to show the majority of this catch and my catch as a whole this season has been the large boars, the very healthy animals that can sustain some types of those diseases. I'm not an expert on distemper by any means, but just it's interesting to kind of look at the wildlife, as it were, and kind of put together a puzzle. Did not catch a lot of small stuff, and I haven't really all season. The majority of what I've caught has been big, mature, healthy animals. So I think that did play a little bit into the fact too. Like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses. You guys got to see exactly what I was experiencing on this particular line. But I also want to make a comment on that. I had a lot of people that really got up in arms over the fact that I released the possums that I do. Now hear me out, y'all. Trust me whenever I say, I keep possums, okay? There's no... I keep possum. I got a bunch of them right here. But I'm also not out there to just decimate the population of anything. I'm not out there to take everything, right? I'm out here to manage this stuff. And you guys, like I said, and I can't reinforce this enough, you guys got to see a glimpse into my trapping season, okay? 1 week basically out of a 90-plus day season. And although I was doing this, I still had other stuff out that I mean for filming and doing other things. You guys don't understand the kind of the magnitude of my trap line, or at least maybe I didn't portray it right, but there's a lot more going on. So if I want to release a couple of possums, I'm gonna release a couple of possums. I'm not out there to wipe out areas. Same thing with releasing the small coons and stuff, okay? If I don't have that market for them, I'm not out there just to wipe everything off the face of the earth. I'm out there to manage these populations. I've talked about this before where, you know, my area, you know, you got the deer hunters and turkey hunters. They're still taking everything like nothing ever happened. However, with low fur market prices and, you know, lacking hound hunters and everything else, the small game fur bearers, they're not getting harvested like they normally would. So you end up with this big imbalance. And, you know, distemper is one of those ways that it kind of deals with stuff. So, you know, I'm out here just to manage this stuff and have a good time. I'm not out there just to wipe everything out. So if you're gonna get all riled up about that, move on. Okay, that's all I got for you. I'm not your guy if you're gonna sit there and criticize me for letting a couple of possums go. So that is what it is. Just wanted to touch on that. Like I said, we're out here just as, you know, ambassadors to the land, managing the critters, not just to wipe everything out. But anyway, yeah, just kind of final thoughts on that. Like I said, had a great time on the line. It was super fun to bring you guys along and just kind of really give a good insight into what a small trap line could be, right? Like I said, this is not unmanageable for a lot of people. Like I said, 30 miles, it was taking, you know, 2.5 hours ish, you know, to run through that. Maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. So I mean, realistically, you know, a working guy can do that, not, you know, pretty relatively easy. Like I said, I was just able to film this simply all during the daylight hours, which is pretty rare. So that's why I wanted to bring you guys along on this. So with that being said, y'all, be sure to stick around. Definitely we're not over with for the year, but this is going to kind of wrap up this particular on the line video series. Super fun to make, and I appreciate everybody coming along with me. You know, real quick, if you want to support me and support the channel, support stuff that we're doing for the trapping, you know, the best way is to interact with this channel. It shows that algorithm, it pushes that forward, gets these videos out to people that generally would not be able to see them. So, you know, commenting, viewing, sharing the videos, hitting that thumbs up. I know we preach on it all the time, but you have no idea how much of an impact that actually makes to be able to spread these videos. We live in a digital world, obviously, and this is how people find out this kind of stuff. They're not picking up magazines, you know, like they would, you know, 20, 30 years ago. They're finding this stuff online. So anyway, other ways you can definitely support the channel. Check the links down below, y'all. We've got t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. That's a great way to support the channel. Also, I mean, I got a ton of stuff. We got fur handling packages. We've got small game handling packages through Hoosier. I've got cable anchors. We've got beaver drowning cables through North American Trapper. I've got a bunch of Amazon links down below. Like, I'm really trying to do my best to lessen y'all's learning curve and still bring you guys products that are tried and true that I believe in to make y'all more efficient on the line. So anyway, that's my spiel on that. If you want to check them out, definitely check the stuff down below. Anyway, y'all, I got some stuff to do here in the first shed. I just wanted to come on and kind of wrap this video up, say I really appreciate everybody sticking with me on this. We got a lot more cool things to come, so don't leave. But this will do it for this video series, y'all. As always, I appreciate the view. We'll see you on the next one.